Still trying to prove me wrong, aren't you?
You are wrong.
Am I?
Welcome to The Famous File, your go-to channel for uncovering the untold stories of your favorite stars. Today, we're diving into the cast of the groundbreaking series Lost. Over 6 thrilling seasons, this show captivated millions with its twists, mysteries, and unforgettable characters. But what about the actors who brought those characters to life? From their childhood beginnings to their path to fame, we'll explore their highs, their lows, their scandals, and their triumphs. And of course, we'll take a look at where they are now in 2024, what they're up to, and how life has treated them after leaving the island behind. So, get ready to unravel the lives of the Lost cast, then and now. Let's get started. Matthew Fox, Jack Shephard. Matthew Fox, the face of Lost's reluctant leader Jack Shephard.
But we're all here now. And God knows how long we're going to be here.
Captured hearts and minds as the island's moral compass. But who was Matthew before the island? How did life change after Lost? And what's he up to now in 2024? Born in July 1966 in Abington, Pennsylvania, Matthew Fox grew up on a cattle ranch in Wyoming. With aspirations far from Hollywood, he initially studied economics, but a fateful move to New York City changed everything. Modeling gigs led to acting opportunities, and by the early 90s, Matthew was already making his mark. His breakout role came with Party of Five, where he portrayed the responsible and heartfelt Charlie Salinger. This earned him recognition, but it wasn't until Lost debuted in 2004 that Matthew became a household name. As Jack Shephard, Matthew gave us a compelling mix of heroism, vulnerability, and inner turmoil. Lost skyrocketed him to international fame, earning him a Golden Globe nomination and a loyal fan base. But with fame came challenges. After Lost, Matthew explored film, starring in projects like Vantage Point and Alex Cross. However, his Hollywood trajectory slowed, partly due to allegations and controversies. In 2010, the Lost star was in the headlines when a local Bend stripper, Stefani Talbot, accused him of cheating with her on his wife, Margherita Ronchi, an Italian-born former model, an accusation he vehemently denied in the press. The storm began when Lost co-star Dominic Monaghan made shocking accusations on Twitter, claiming Fox beats women. Fox fired back, calling the claims a pile of bulls, while clarifying to Men's Fitness that he and Monaghan hadn't spoken in years. Monaghan's accusations may have stemmed from a 2011 incident in Cleveland, Ohio, where Fox was accused of punching a female party bus driver after she refused to let him board her vehicle.
Myself and my family, I mean, it's difficult to be accused of something that you did not do. I've never hit.
The driver, Heather Borman, filed a lawsuit, but it was later withdrawn after what her lawyers described as a lack of cooperation from their client. Fox's camp maintained that the allegations were unfounded. The following year, Fox faced more legal trouble when he was arrested near his home in Oregon for driving under the influence. In court, he pled no contest and entered a diversion program to avoid criminal charges. Fox chose to step back from acting, focusing on family and personal growth. For years, he kept a low profile, leaving fans wondering if they'd ever see him on screen again. However, in 2022, Fox surprised fans with a return to acting, starring in the Peacock limited series Last Light, proving he still has what it takes to command the screen. Evangeline Lilly, Kate Austen. Evangeline Lilly skyrocketed to fame as the feisty and resourceful Kate Austen on Lost. A role that captivated fans and cemented her as one of the most recognizable faces of the mid-2000s. But who was Evangeline before the island? Evangeline grew up in Alberta, Canada, raised in a tight-knit Christian household. She spent her early years balancing her studies with humanitarian work, even taking on stints as a missionary in the Philippines. Acting wasn't always the dream. In fact, she initially planned a career in international relations. But fate had other plans. Discovered by a talent scout while walking the streets of Vancouver, Evangeline began her career in commercials and background roles. She almost turned down the opportunity to audition for Lost, but her life changed forever when she landed the role of Kate Austen. Lilly's portrayal of Kate made her a household name, earning her multiple award nominations and a spot on People magazine's 50 Most Beautiful People list. After Lost, she successfully transitioned to big-budget films, taking on the role of Toriel in the Hobbit trilogy and Hope Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, in Marvel's Ant-Man franchise. She's now a certified Marvel superhero, appearing in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in 2023. In addition to her Marvel projects, she has ventured into writing, publishing a series of children's books called The Squickerwonkers. Off-screen, Evangeline has kept a relatively low profile but has occasionally found herself in hot water. In January 2022, she sparked significant backlash after participating in an anti-vaccine mandates rally in Washington, D.C. In a new interview with Esquire magazine, Lily revealed that she was fully aware her decision to post photos from the rally on social media would ignite controversy. She explained that her participation was in support of bodily sovereignty, a stance that divided public opinion. Despite the criticism, Lily stood by her beliefs, though the incident sparked heated debates about personal choice and public health. Outside of the headlines, Evangeline is a devoted mother of two and has been in a long-term relationship with Norman Cayley, a former production assistant she met on the set of Lost. The couple values their privacy but occasionally shares glimpses of their life together. In 2024, Evangeline made a surprising and heartfelt announcement that she was stepping away from Hollywood for the foreseeable future. In her caption, she reflected on living out that vision, writing, "I am so filled with joy and contentment today as I live out my vision. Praise God, I feel so grateful for my blessings." Stepping away from what seems like the obvious choice, wealth and fame, can feel scary at times, but stepping into your dharma replaces the fear with fulfillment. "I might return to Hollywood one day, but for now, this is where I belong." Currently, Evangeline is focused on her family, writing projects, and continuing her humanitarian work, leaving fans to wonder if she might one day return to the screen. Josh Holloway, James Sawyer Ford. Who could forget the charming conman with a heart of gold, James Sawyer Ford?
Good luck to you, James. Thanks, Doc.
Josh Holloway stole the hearts of Lost fans worldwide with his rugged looks, sharp wit, and layered performance. But what's the story behind the man who brought this iconic character to life? Josh Holloway was born on July 20th, 1969 in San Jose, California, but grew up in Georgia. From an early age, he dreamed of being in the spotlight, and his good looks and natural charisma paved the way for his first break, not in acting, but in modeling. Before becoming an actor, Josh was a successful model, working for major brands and traveling the world. But deep down, he always aspired to act. In the late 90s, he began landing small TV and film roles, but it wasn't until 2004 that his big break came. When Lost premiered, Holloway's portrayal of Sawyer quickly made him a fan favorite. His bad boy charm, combined with his emotional depth, turned Sawyer into one of the most iconic characters in TV history. Josh's performance earned him critical acclaim and launched him into global fame. After Lost ended in 2010, Josh Holloway kept busy in Hollywood. He starred in Colony, a sci-fi drama where he played a former FBI agent trying to protect his family in a dystopian world. He also appeared in films like Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, holding his own alongside Tom Cruise. Most recently, Josh starred in Duster, a 2023 series co-created by J.J. Abrams, where he played a getaway driver in the 1970s. Critics praised his return to TV, cementing his reputation as a leading man. Unlike some of his Lost co-stars, Josh has managed to keep his personal life relatively low-key. Married to his wife, Jessica Kumala, since 2004, the couple shares 2 children. Josh often speaks about how his family has kept him grounded despite the pressures of Hollywood. Terry O'Quinn, John Locke. Next up, we have the man who brought one of Lost's most intriguing and mysterious characters to life.
You're having a bad month.
I guess.
Terry O'Quinn, known to fans worldwide as the enigmatic John Locke. Born as Terrence Quinn on July 15, 1952, in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Terry O'Quinn grew up in a family of 11 siblings in nearby Newberry. Raised Roman Catholic, O'Quinn is of Irish and English descent. Early on, he demonstrated a love for storytelling, studying at Central Michigan University and later at the University of Iowa. Fun fact, he changed his surname to O'Quinn because another actor had already registered the name Terrence Quinn. From his early days in theater, where he shared the stage with future stars like Jeff Daniels, to his breakout roles in cult classics like The Stepfather, O'Quinn's career has been as layered as the characters he portrays. O'Quinn began his career in the 1970s as both an actor and playwright, even writing and directing the musical Orchestrina. His talent for embodying intense, complex characters became clear with his chilling portrayal of a murderous stepfather in The Stepfather and its sequel. He also became a favorite of creator Chris Carter, appearing in The X-Files, Millennium, and Harsh Realm, where he played 4 distinct roles across Carter's universe. His role as Peter Watts in Millennium remains a fan favorite. Before Lost, Terry was already a seasoned actor, gaining acclaim for his chilling role in the cult classic The Stepfather. While he worked steadily in Hollywood, it wasn't until Lost that his career truly skyrocketed, earning him an Emmy in 2007 for his portrayal of Locke, a man whose struggle with destiny and identity captured the hearts of millions. After Lost, O'Quinn kept busy with a mix of television roles, including the mysterious Gavin Doran in 666 Park Avenue and a recurring role in the critically acclaimed series Patriot. While some of these projects didn't enjoy the same success as Lost, O'Quinn's performances were consistently praised for their depth and gravitas. He also hosted Mysteries of the Missing on the Science Channel, bringing his captivating voice to a new audience. Terry O'Quinn's personal life has always been relatively private, but marked by a few notable developments. He met Laurie O'Quinn while learning horseback riding for his role in Heaven's Gate. Laurie, a skilled equestrian, helped him prepare for the film, and their shared love of the outdoors eventually led to marriage. Together, the couple built a life largely away from the limelight, raising their family while Terry pursued his acting career. However, in 2012, after many years together, it was reported that the pair had separated. Since then, O'Quinn has not spoken publicly about a new relationship, maintaining his reputation for discretion and professionalism. Now in 2024, Terry O'Quinn continues to work in the industry, focusing on projects that challenge him artistically. This year, he's starring in a new indie drama generating buzz on the festival circuit, and he's been a frequent guest on nostalgic podcasts and interviews about Lost. While he may not be in the mainstream spotlight as often, Terry's legacy as an actor who brought depth and nuance to every role remains undisputed. Michelle Rodriguez, Ana Lucia Cortez. Michelle Rodriguez, the fierce and fiery Ana Lucia Cortez on Lost,
I can't do this anymore.
left an unforgettable impression with her strong-willed and complex character. But how did she rise to fame, and where is she now in 2024? Born Mate Michelle Rodriguez on July 12, 1978, in San Antonio, Texas, Michelle's life began with a unique blend of discipline and creativity. Her mother, Carmen Milady Perez Espinal, was a housewife, while her father, Rafael Rodriguez Santiago, served as a U.S. Army soldier. Michelle spent her early years in San Antonio, but at age 8, her parents divorced and her world expanded. She lived in the Dominican Republic for 2 years, then Puerto Rico, before finally settling in Jersey City, New Jersey, at age 11. Her career began humbly as an extra in films like Summer of Sam, 1999, and Cradle Will Rock, 1999. But fate intervened when she stumbled upon a magazine ad for an open casting call in New York. The role? A female boxer. The movie? Girl Fight, 2000. Despite having no formal film or boxing experience, Michelle outshone over 350 other hopefuls to land the lead role of Diana Guzman. To prepare for the role, Michelle trained for 5 grueling months in Brooklyn's Gleason's Gym, enduring trials in a real boxing ring. When Girl Fight premiered, the film quickly made waves in the festival circuit, and Michelle received critical acclaim, winning the Deauville Festival of American Cinema Award for Best Actress and the Las Vegas Film Critics Society Award for Female Breakthrough Performance. With her career gaining momentum, Michelle jumped straight into Hollywood blockbusters, appearing in 3 a.m. on 2001, the adrenaline-fueled Fast and Furious 2001, and the cult classic Resident Evil 2002. It was clear, Hollywood had found its next action star. In 2005, Michelle joined the cast of Lost as Ana Lucia Cortez, bringing her trademark intensity to the role. Her character's backstory and fiery personality added depth to the series, making her a fan favorite despite her short-lived arc. Michelle Rodriguez is no stranger to the spotlight, and not just for her acting. Her outspoken nature and occasional missteps have sparked controversy over the years. In 2003, Michelle Rodriguez faced legal troubles when she was arrested for driving under the influence (DUI) in Los Angeles. It marked the start of a series of run-ins with the law related to reckless driving and alcohol. 3 years later, in 2006, while filming Lost in Hawaii, Michelle was again arrested for a DUI. She pleaded guilty and opted to spend 5 days in jail instead of performing 240 hours of community service. However, the legal troubles didn't end there. In 2007, Michelle violated her probation for failing to complete community service and report to her probation officer, resulting in a 180-day jail sentence. She served only 18 days due to overcrowding in the Los Angeles County Jail. More recently, in 2019, Michelle faced backlash for comments she made defending her Widow's co-star Liam Neeson. At the time, Neeson had sparked controversy by revealing in an interview that he once walked the streets looking to harm a black bastard as a misguided way to avenge a friend's assault. Michelle publicly defended Neeson, claiming he couldn't be racist because of his on-screen kiss with Viola Davis in Widows. Her comments were immediately criticized for being tone-deaf and insensitive. In response to the backlash, Michelle issued a heartfelt apology on Instagram, writing, "To my friends and colleagues, and my fans and community, I want to deeply apologize for my recent choice of words and poor use of example. In a pressure-filled situation, I defended a friend in the wrong way. I now realize how insensitive it was, and I had no intention of invoking such a terrible historical comparison. I have learned from this and will grow from it." In her personal life, Michelle has always been candid about her romantic relationships and sexuality. Michelle's openness about her sexuality made her a trailblazer for LGBTQ+ representation in Hollywood. Over the years, she's been linked to high-profile figures like Zac Efron, Cara Delevingne, and Kristanna Loken. Outside of acting, Michelle is an adventurer at heart. She has a deep love for travel and often shares glimpses of her globe-trotting escapades on social media. From meditating in remote jungles to exploring ancient ruins, she embraces a spiritual and exploratory lifestyle. Michelle has also been vocal about her beliefs, including her commitment to sustainability and environmental causes. She's passionate about using her platform to advocate for a greener planet, often participating in events and campaigns aimed at promoting eco-consciousness. So, what's in store for Michelle Rodriguez in 2024? One of her most anticipated projects is Fast X, Part 2, the sequel to 2023's blockbuster Fast X. This film sees Michelle reprising her iconic role as Letty Ortiz, a character she has portrayed since the original The Fast and the Furious in 2001. As a central figure in the franchise, Letty remains a fan favorite, and Fast X Part 2 promises to deliver the same adrenaline-fueled action that the series is known for. Are you excited for Fast X Part 2? Hit the like button if you're counting down the days. Naveen Andrews' Syed Jarrah. From his gripping performance as Syed Jarrah on Lost to his impressive filmography today, Naveen Andrews has had a fascinating journey.
Years old when the Americans came to my country. I was a good man. I was a soldier.
Let's dive into the life of this talented actor. Born in London in 1969 to Indian immigrant parents, Naveen had a strict upbringing, but his rebellious nature set him on a unique path. The eldest son of Indian immigrants from Kerala, Naveen grew up in Wandsworth during the 1970s and 80s, a tough time for a British Asian boy. He discovered acting in his teens as a way to escape his challenges, eventually earning a place at London's prestigious Guildhall School of Music and Drama. Naveen's first taste of fame came with critically acclaimed roles in movies like The English Patient and Kama Sutra, a tale of love, but it wasn't until Lost premiered in 2004 that he became a household name. His portrayal of Syed Jarrah, a former Iraqi Republican guard tortured by his past, was both complex and heartbreaking, earning him a Golden Globe nomination and legions of fans worldwide. After Lost, Naveen continued to thrive in Hollywood with roles in projects like Once Upon a Time in Wonderland Sense8 and the Hulu series The Dropout, where his portrayal of Sunny Balwani, opposite Amanda Seyfried, earned widespread acclaim in 2022. But Naveen's personal life has been as complex and multifaceted as the characters he portrays on screen. In his younger years, Naveen faced significant struggles, including battles with alcohol and drug addiction. Throughout his 20s, Naveen battled addiction, grappling with heroin and alcohol abuse. He recalls directors warning him on set, saying, "There will be no drinking." He has spoken candidly about this turbulent period, sharing how he worked hard to turn his life around, emerging stronger and more focused on his career and family. Naveen described his addiction as both a coping mechanism and a curse, explaining, "Things that happen to you in your childhood can inform you, but they don't necessarily make you an alcoholic or a drug addict. You have to put the hours in." His journey to sobriety, began when he met his childhood hero, Sex Pistols guitarist Steve Jones, who encouraged him to attend his first Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. One of the most talked about aspects of Naveen's personal life is his unconventional relationships. Growing up, Naveen endured both physical violence and emotional turmoil in his household. At 15, he was thrown out of his home and moved in with his math teacher. At the age of 16, while still in high school, Naveen entered a relationship with his math teacher, Geraldine Feekins, who was 14 years his senior. The two went on to have a son, Jaisal, and although their romantic relationship ended, they co-parented amicably. Naveen has expressed deep gratitude for Geraldine's role in his life during a formative and challenging time. Later in life, Naveen had another son, Naveen Joshua, with actress Elena Eustache. Their relationship, however, was fraught with legal battles over custody, which became public in the late 2000s. Despite these difficulties, Naveen remained committed to being a present and loving father to both of his sons. As of 2024, Naveen Andrews continues to showcase his versatility and talent in the entertainment industry. He stars as Mahesh Pradeep in the comedy series The Pradeeps of Pittsburgh, which premiered on October 17, 2024 on Prime Video and Amazon Freevee. The series, inspired by creator Vijal Patel's personal experiences, follows the Pradeep family as they navigate life in America after moving from India. Andrews' portrayal of the family patriarch has been praised for its depth and humor. Additionally, Andrews is set to appear in the upcoming biographical drama film The Last Days of John Allen Chow, directed by Justin Lin. The film delves into the story of John Allen Chow, an idealistic missionary aiming to contact the isolated Sentinelese tribe. Andrews joins a notable cast, including Sky Yang and Radhika Apte, contributing his experience to this compelling narrative. Jorge Garcia, Hugo Hurley, Reyes, who could forget the lovable Hurley? With his iconic one-liners and warm-hearted personality,
There's no such thing. Who's the president of the...
Jorge Garcia brought a sense of humor and humanity to the mysterious island of Lost. But who is the man behind the fan favorite Hurley? Jorge was born on April 28, 1973 in Omaha, Nebraska, but he grew up in sunny California. He wasn't exactly the kid dreaming of stardom. Instead, he was more focused on his studies. He earned a degree in communications from UCLA and initially thought he'd pursue something more traditional. But fate had other plans. His big break came after years of smaller roles in TV shows like Becker and commercials, and then came Lost. Jorge was the very first actor to be cast for the series, after producers were captivated by his unique charisma. Hurley wasn't even in the original script, but the writers created the role specifically for him. After Lost, Jorge stayed in the spotlight with roles in shows like Alcatraz, Hawaii 5-0, and even a few indie films. While none of these reached the same level of success as Lost, Jorge remained a beloved figure in Hollywood, known for his easygoing personality and comedic timing. Outside of acting, Jorge's personal life has been just as heartwarming. In 2019, he married his longtime love, Rebecca Birdsall, in a beautiful Hawaiian ceremony, an emotional nod to his lost roots. Since then, he's kept a relatively low profile, focusing on his family life and his passions, including music and stand-up comedy. In recent years, Jorge has been vocal about self-care and mental health, using his platform to share positivity and promote body positivity. While he hasn't taken on many major roles since 2020, he's been a regular guest at fan conventions, reconnecting with the Lost fan base that adores him. Dominic Monaghan, Charlie Pace. Dominic Monaghan entered the Lost universe as Charlie Pace, a lovable yet troubled rock star with a dark past.
Have you ever met anywhere?
No, that would be unlikely.
Born in Germany but raised in England, Dominic showed an interest in acting from a young age. By the time he was a teenager, he was already pursuing roles on stage and screen. It wasn't long before he caught the attention of Lost creators, landing the role of Charlie in 2004. Fans were instantly drawn to his complex character, someone with an addiction to heroin, yet fiercely loyal to his fellow survivors. Charlie was more than just the rock star stereotype. He had heart and depth, making his tragic end in Season 3 all the more heart-wrenching. By the time he was a teenager, he was already pursuing roles on stage and screen. Before landing his iconic role on Lost, Dominic appeared in several British TV series, marking the beginning of his career. He made his TV debut as Mark Wainthropp in the detective series Hetty Wainthropp Investigates in 1996, where he played a young companion to the titular character. Then, in 2001, Dominic appeared in an episode of Midsummer Murders, playing Darren. He even took on a minor role in the post-apocalyptic drama The Tribe in 1999 as Magnus. After Lost, Dominic had a mixed career. He appeared in the Lord of the Rings trilogy as Meriadoc Merry, Brandybuck, a role that many fans still associate him with. And who remembers his funny interview with Elijah Wood? But his post-Lost career didn't explode in the way some of his co-stars did. He took on roles in films like X-Men Origins, Wolverine, and the TV series Flash Forward, but neither became massive hits. Dominic didn't let that slow him down, though. He began focusing on other passions, including his love for animals. He even hosted Wild Things with Dominic Monaghan, a nature-focused documentary series. And let's not forget, he's also a huge advocate for environmental causes. In recent years, Dominic has kept busy with various personal projects. From traveling the world and sharing his adventures on social media, to starring in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker in 2019 as a small cameo role. But beyond acting, he's been living life on his own terms. However, like many celebrities, Dominic has had his share of controversies. Back in 2019, his past relationship with Lost co-star Evangeline Lilly made headlines again after some public comments about their time together. Dominic publicly alluded to their relationship on social media, hinting at infidelity as the reason for their breakup. In a tweet responding to a fan, he implied that Evangeline had been unfaithful, which reignited interest in their past and led to renewed media coverage. While neither Dominic nor Evangeline has elaborated extensively on the details, his comments sparked debate among fans and brought attention to what had otherwise been a private matter. So, what's Dominic up to in 2024? He's been staying active in both the acting and podcasting world, while also continuing to work on his environmental and animal advocacy efforts. While he may not be in the spotlight as much as he once was, he's living his life on his own terms. And his fans continue to support him, whether he's playing a small role in a blockbuster film or sharing his latest animal adventures on social media. And that wraps up our deep dive into the lives of the Lost cast, then and now. From their early beginnings to the fame and challenges that followed, it's clear these actors didn't just survive the island. They've navigated their own unique journeys through life. So, what do you think? Which cast member's transformation surprised you the most, and who are you rooting for in their current projects? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell to stay tuned for more celebrity stories right here on The Famous File.